Really?
He's like, what am I doing? I'm sitting around. I'm not doing anything.
Oh my god, I'm already 30 and I've wasted my life away.
Yeah, but like I said, it literally took me a whole entire year. Like 30, I was fine. Maybe because like, you're still 30. But like once you turn 31.
I just turned 30.
Yeah, I just turned 30.
for a
Like,
whole year.
oh, okay, so like what Grindr is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the description of like these little like teeny bopper guys, they always put
Teeny bopper guys.
My gay friend said once you turn 30 in the gay community, you're no.
Well, no, listen to this. Literally on the profile, they're like 30 and under. And I'm like, well, I'm 30 now. So like,
Wait,
am I
so Grindr
too?
doesn't let you make a profile if you're over 30?
No. Okay, so.
It's a group. It's like a.
Oh.
No. What I'm saying is on the Twinks profile, you can write like anything.
Twinks.
But listen, you can write things. So they say, no one over 30. So I'm like, well, I'm 30 now. So like,
I'm at 30.
But-
It says no one over.
But then I was like, well, what if we hit it off and then I turn 31? Like, am I too old then? Like, but it's only 1 year. I was like so confused. I was like, I don't get it at all.
Look at this motherfucker just over there. Just like his fucking skeleton mask grin.
Oh, and they make you go like this. On the other side of your head, obviously.
You are on live.
Oh, thanks.
So say hi.
Hey, what's up, people? Welcome to the fucking live stream.
Welcome to Yaoi Talk number
Welcome
9.
to Yaoi Talk. We're talking about dicks. We're talking about dudes. We're talking about little boys. Not really. That's fucked up. Don't call the FBI.
This isn't a Boku no
Here we
Pico
come
stream.
through with the big dudes and the big guns and the big balls and the big groins and the big gooches.
So this is the impression coming from what Yaoi is coming from a stranger.
From a stranger. That's
Here's
what
the
we
big gooch talk. Woo. If you got a gooch, we're here to smooch.
What? Yaoi Talk. That should be our intro. If you got a gooch, we're here to smooch. Yaoi Talk.
But what's a gooch?
You don't know what a
What?
gooch is?
It's the
I
part
never-
between your balls and your asshole.
I never heard that.
Oh, the girls
Never.
don't have them. They're basically shaped like a bowling ball.
Oh, so it would be like something Yaoi. I've never heard that before.
It's just dudes. Dudes and crude.
How do you know that, Corey?
Because I have a gooch and she doesn't.
I mean, I guess I have a gooch, but I didn't even know it.
It's basically where
That's
your
all
balls-
disgusting.
It's basically where your balls get sewed up in the middle.
That is like a grotesque, disgusting sounding word.
Thank God.
Thank God. Thank God it sounds so
If you got a
gross.
gooch, we're here to smooch. Welcome to Yaoi Talk.
I might need to change this to 18 plus.
I thought they already were 18 plus.
For real, like
I forgot to change them.
Oh
I did change them to not suitable for kids.
no. Okay,
Imagine
that's
being like
good.
a year's 13-year-olds are like, I'm not a bowling ball. I have a gooch.
Wait,
I don't know.
Why are you talking about young kids? This is the second
I'm not talking
time.
about young kids
You
like
said
that.
13.
I'm just saying, like,
And you said
imagine a
boys.
confused 13-year-old comes in. He's like, I'm not a bowling ball. So like, I was like, do I have 3 nipples?
What?
I don't understand. I'm not gonna be here long.
Okay. And
Unfortunately.
got canceled.
Thanks for being with us, guys. We're done.
Sorry, CNN just said
YouTube has canceled us. They already hated our thumbnail. Hey, Otaku Mike,
Hey, Otaku Mike.
right? Who is that beardless man? Definitely couldn't be bizarre.
It got way out of hand. I could not keep up with it. And then the guy that normally cuts my hair moved to Gatlinburg, and I didn't have time to make a trip. So this is what happened.
He had a breakdown.
I did have a breakdown.
It's okay, I did do this.
We are joined by the peanut gallery. That is my boyfriend over here.
A peanut gallery.
Wait, why are you calling him a peanut gallery?
Because he's bald like a peanut.
No.
You
Alright.
shaved your face. He shaved his head.
All right.
This is what quarantine has done to men.
Pirates of the Tennessee River. Get the fuck out of here.
That didn't make any sense.
Pirates of the Tennessee River.
Isn't that what it's called? The river?
Wait, what?
What? The Tennessee River is a thing.
Pirates of the Tennessee River. You got a pirate hat on with a feather in it.
I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was.
My cute
All right.
It
hat.
was going
All
around
right.
my head.
All right, Calypso of the
Calypso of the South. We are not in the South.
So,
Calypso of the Bible Belt.
The Bible Belt? What is that?
We're in the Buffalo, baby. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
so straight person.
No, not.
We'll ask the straight male in the room.
What is your take on Yaoi?
Yaoi.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on it?
I feel like it's basically adolescent boys finding their sexuality within high school or within weird relationships. I don't think that it's completely legal.
What?
I don't
Okay.
think they're all 18 and above, even though I don't know the age of consent in Japan. I do know that yaoi consists of boys with flat chests and maybe 2 or 4 pecs, or not pecs. That would be like a cow having udders. No, 2 or 4 like chisms. What do they call those?
Chisels?
They call
Yeah,
those-
actually, just make
I got 2 or 4 chisels. I know. I work out a little bit. I got 2 or 4 chisels.
I got like 3 chisms right now.
Um,
I'm going to the gym later trying to get my 4th.
Okay, so to what you said, yes, that does happen. But there's also
Sometimes.
but that's not like all of it though.
You're saying
I can't take
You're
him
saying-
fucking seriously in that fucking mask.
you're
With the
saying
fucking skeleton.
3 is not about some boys and some middle school.
Well, one, free is not a
Free isn't yours.
Yeah.
Oh, is it not?
No.
Okay, what's the Yaoi then?
Not free. You've seen 50% off,
Or
which
yoy, I'm
portrays it as gay.
Yeah.
But free itself is not gay.
Is yoy or yaoi or yoy or whatever the fuck it's called. Is it not
It just means boys.
male and male like
Yeah.
romance?
Yes, it does.
Okay, well then I'm not.
I like this new third co-host. Otaku Mike likes you, babe. Otaku Mike said I like this new third co-host.
Well, I mean, it's like the very drastic. I'm
That's my boy.
I'm taking it from the very drastic top and whittling it down. I'm not saying like, oh, it's 2 beautiful Hello Kitty loving motherfuckers in 6th grade that find out that they love fucking August Burns Red together and make out the hallway. It's nothing like that.
Can you like write a yaoi?
This is real life.
Or is it just fantasy?
Oh, God.
Okay, like to me, wait. I don't like what I was about to say.
Well, what were you gonna say?
Well, I mean, this is part of yaoi, but it's not like all of them together. But
Yeah.
anyways, just
There are lots of different kinds.
yeah, there's lots of kinds. But just think of yourself as like watching porn.
Yeah,
Okay, like even
Yeah.
straight porn.
Yeah.
You have different types of porn.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
And
So like,
does it actually equate to porn for you? Like reading yaoi?
I don't think so.
some of it. but
Some of it,
but
like
not
the
all
one
of it.
shots
Like,
you
yeah.
picked up, were definitely straight up fucking porn. But
Some of it.
Love Stage,
Yeah.
which I bought,
Yeah.
was definitely not
She
straight
told
up
me
porn.
about one that was totally wholesome, which was my brother.
My brother's husband, I told him about. He was like,
Yeah.
"Is that the one?" I was like, "Yeah."
Which that's not considered a yaoi though. That's just an LGBTQ.
Yeah, yaoi is like a boy's romance. My brother's husband didn't have any actual romance in it. It was just about a gay man.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I got
Oh no! I was just letting you know for knowledge.
This is a whole new world for him. The whole new world of shonenai and BL and yaoi and all the things in between.
New world that I didn't want to get exposed
So
to.
you know what? So you know what Yuri is.
I don't think he does actually.
Yuri,
Yuri on Ice?
No, I'm not familiar. I got exposed to these
Yuri
unfortunately.
is
Lesbian stuff. Yuri is
Yuri
lesbian
is
stuff.
woman and woman.
Yeah, girl and girl.
Okay, yeah. Not familiar with that either. Sounds pretty hot. Don't know. Never read anything about
As a straight man, Yuri sounds pretty hot.
I can't offer much, but the total fucking blind side, like the total, this dude just heard the word and knows what it means, so he can like say what he wants about it. But I'm just like calling it like it is from an outsider. Like, oh, it's just two dudes that listen to, My Chemical Romance and totally made love to one song and they never talk to each other again. What the fuck is that?
That happened with the Pussycat Dolls. Get it right.
It happened with me too. No,
Yeah, but anyway.
I'll let y'all take your chat over.
Okay.
Love y'all.
Love you too.
Say bye to Otaku Mike.
Bye, Otaku Mike. Love you.
It's hot, I agree, said Otaku Mike, talking about Yuri. Yuri.
Oh.
Girl on girl. When you're a guy, I'm sure is very attractive.
Yeah.
Well, when you're a straight guy, I should say.
Or bye.
Or bi, yeah.
Or don't know
When you're into chicks, you probably like seeing two chicks get it on. But yeah, gravitation, right?
So we had Eric talking about gravitation. And we kind of thought that it would be a good idea to start off gravitation. So that
The
way,
anime.
Yeah, the anime. So then that way we're not talking about it for like weeks and weeks. So we're just going to kind of
Yeah, because we were gonna do Love Stage, the anime.
First we were going to do My Brother's Husband.
Yeah, My Brother's Husband, but we're waiting on a third host
Person
for
to-
that. Mystery host. Or is it a mystery?
Mr. Guest.
Mystery guest.
We're not going to need any more hosts.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I guess there is a difference. Yeah, so yeah, we were gonna do My Brother's Husband, but we're waiting on a mystery guest to do that one with us. He's gonna read it. So we're waiting on that. So we couldn't do that. So we were like, maybe we can do the Love Stage anime since we just finished the manga, and he was really excited, and I've already said 1,000 times at this point, I love
And
the
then
anime.
we decided to do gravitation.
Yeah, then we were like, but we just finished Love Stage, and you guys might be a little worn out on Love Stage, so maybe we'll wait on that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do Gravitation instead. The anime.
Okay, so Gravitation, for me, I watched it when I was about to say 12, but I didn't watch it in middle school. I watched it when I graduated. So, I mean, it was still a long time ago.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, I guess it wasn't at, like, I keep saying it's at my beginning, but it kind of is, but it's not. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I started anime manga when I was 12, but I watched Gravitation when I was 18, which is still, really early.
I don't know at what point I saw it for the first time. I think I want to say, when was, because I had watched it before I met you. And I was still in school when I met you, right? I was in high school.
No, you keep saying that. You just graduated.
I had just graduated
Yeah,
when I met you.
just
So I was
yeah.
definitely still in school. I just don't remember if it was middle or high when I first saw it.
Well, I actually watched it for my first boyfriend ever.
Mm-hmm.
We actually moved in together, and he got it at FYE.
Ah!
Yeah, and it was in. Wait, I'm literally was about to tell the internet like where something they wouldn't even know would be. Wow, I'm a genius. I'm like, you know where?
They
blah, blah, blah.
might. Some people might live where we do.
But yeah, so what was that?
Continue.
Continue.
Yeah, that was a continue.
Oh, so yeah, I watched it, and it was like my first experience into Yaoi like ever. So it was.
I think it was mine too.
It was definitely different because it was, even though what we just watched isn't relatable at all, but in a way back then it was, because there wasn't that much media for that topic.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't really have anything to compare it to at the time, because I definitely think that was the first yaoi I ever saw. So I didn't really have any basis.
I was
it.
I was like, oh my god, guys kissing guys is okay, because
in anime.
Yeah, because I came from like such a religious background.
Yep.
And
Same.
The reason why I moved in with my boyfriend was because my parents kicked me out for being gay.
Yep.
So it was like, and then
Bad parenting.
so then he played that.
Oh,
so
that's perfect.
So it's cute. So I loved it so much because it was like, oh my god, like this is it portrayed it as something normal.
Yeah,
And-
like in the anime, it's like totally nonchalant.
Yeah,
the whole thing.
yeah. But I mean, not just in anime in general, but like in media, it portrayed it as normal. So I could I really related to it.
Yeah.
And I just fell in love with it, and like watching it back. I love it still for nostalgia reasons.
Oh yeah, it's very
Still-
nostalgic because that shit
Yeah.
is so old. Do we know when it came out? When did it come out?
I should look it up.
Do it, yeah.
Because
Because it is so old, and it's so dated.
it's really dated, but it's
the anime
still-
anyway.
I think the manga's even older.
Well, I'm sure it's older, but I don't know if it would maybe hold up better. I don't know how the writing differs
We
because
need
I
to
haven't
read it.
read
We
the
need to
manga
read it.
yet. Yeah, you have it. We'll definitely do that at some point. But right now we're talking about the anime, and the anime is just so dated. Like you can tell it's kind of like Tokyo Mew Mew. where you're like- Yeah. So it's kind of like Tokyo Mew Mew in that thing where you're like, oh, it's so old, but I have such nostalgia for it. So it's not terrible, but like you look back at it and you're like, oh my God, it's hideous. And the voice acting is kind of not great. It's just kind of like as we know anime today, it's kind of subpar compared to more new things, which are more polished. But it's definitely still good. It's just it's old. So it came out. Should I just grab the box set? I'm sure it says on the box set.
1999.
It came out in 1999. So that's
2001.
2 decades ago. Over 2 decades old. And it shows. But it is still enjoyable. Just like the old Fruits Basket. We all still know it. We all still love it.
Yeah.
It's just very dated.
It's even more dated than Fruits Basket, for sure.
It's
Well, it's kind of funny that I say that because when people start talking shit about it and they start saying that, I get so offensive. I'm like, that's my shit. Don't talk shit about one of my favorite.
my
anime.
favorite, yes.
Yeah, I get so defensive over it, but I mean, I can totally relate and see why
Yeah.
people would say that.
Yeah.
But I wonder if watching the Blu-ray, they fixed up a little bit.
I hope so.
So
I don't know how much you can fix that with just a Blu-ray overlay.
Yeah.
You definitely can't fix the voice acting with just a Blu-ray overlay.
Yeah, we'll find out. It's coming.
Yeah. We'll find out. But as of right now, we're watching the older version just on regular DVD. So we watched episodes 1 and 2.
Yeah, just to start it off, that way we're not talking about it so long.
For hours on hours, especially since we're starting late.
Yeah.
Apologies, by the way.
Yeah. We don't really have any excuses except.
Shit got crazy. All right.
I just feel like we say that every
We
single week.
say it every Sunday.
But it's sorry we started 15 minutes later because shit got crazy. And this one was sorry that we started 2-3 hours later.
Yeah.
Shit got real crazy.
Listen, so because we had our initial plan, which was to do My Brother is a Husband.
Yeah, and we're actually gonna even start earlier. We're gonna start at 8:45.
Yes, we were planning to start early, and we were gonna do My Brother's Husband. But then we were reminded that we can't do that alone because we had scheduled for our mystery guest to do it. So
I forgot.
obviously we can't do that now. So we were like, oh, well, we can watch Love Stage
So
because
we
could finish we just finished the manga. We can do the anime now, but then we were like, oh, but that might be kind of boring because we literally just finished telling y'all all about Love Stage, the manga. So we were 2 episodes into Love Stage, we were like, maybe we shouldn't do this. Then we were like, well, what else do we have available to watch right now that is a Yaoi? And we're at my place, not Bazaar's, where he has all of his Yaoi.
No, you forgot. We were also going to watch.
We were gonna do the OVAs list that we keep saying we were going to do. But the only one that I had access to, because Bazaar, we weren't prepared for this. Bazaar didn't bring his physical copies, and the only
find my physical
the
copies.
only ones I had access to was the exact same OVA that he planned to do with another guest.
Yeah,
So
it was not our night tonight.
the only one we had readily available after all that was Gravitation. So, and we both love Gravitation.
Yeah.
It holds a special place in both of our hearts.
Yeah, and
so,
to add on to it, it is a, I think it's 13 episodes.
I think
it's either 12 or 13 episodes. There's also an OVA that we're going to be reviewing after, which I've never seen.
Me either.
So that's going to be really special because
honestly, I'm going to tell, I watched it so long ago, all right?
And it was
I don't remember a lot.
It was made into 2 light novels, just for, Was
it?
Yeah. I have them. Do you want to read them?
I do.
Okay. And it was made into 12 manga volumes. They also had an after one.
Mm-hmm.
They started in Tokyo, but in English they only published 1 volume because Tokyo Pop went under.
Makes me so sad. Rip to F's in the chat for Tokyo Pop. F's in the comments for Tokyo Pop.
I don't like T's.
What?
Why F's? I'm confused.
You guys will get it. You won't. That's a meme going around right now where you say press F to pay respects.
Oh.
To something that's dead. That's a meme that's been going around.
But why F?
I don't know, okay?
Oh, okay. Anyway, I was like, what did you say T until you're
no, it's
like
press F to surrender in some popular video game. Like you press F to surrender and forfeit the match. So people say press F to pay respects. Like it's dead, we're done. Press F to pay respects.
Okay.
So let's get some F's in the comments for Tokyo Pop. Not for Kiss Anime, sorry. I didn't use it.
Let's get some F's in our comments.
Let's get some F's in our comments for us as well, because we had a rough fucking week, as always.
But anyway, so do you want to start off with like kind of briefly discussing episode 1, not going into like
super detail? Well, so oh, by the way, I feel like we should show these off real quick. We have patented glasses that we're going to use every stream now. Mine says yay and his says cheers to the weekend, since we only ever drink on Sundays. So I got us some drinking glasses that are super cute and that match.
We're only allowed to drink on Sundays because we work every single other day. Open close.
It's the only day we're off. Yeah, you're not even off. Like you get half of the day off, but this is my only day off. But yeah, so Gravitation episode 1.
Yes.
You're gonna have to lead me in this one because I'm probably gonna get a little fuzzy.
Yeah, so it was weird.
This is the reverse. Y'all thought I was bad in Love Stage. He's gonna be taking the driver's seat now because he's the expert on Gravitation.
Hopefully. I'll try my best, but like it was definitely interesting rewatching it because, well, back when I didn't have like so much anime in my collection. I mean, I had a lot, but enough to actually watch everything that was coming in. Like, I didn't buy it like I do now. Like,
where you just buy without even the time to watch.
Oh, this looks kind of fun. I will watch it eventually.
At some point, years in the future. And then
100 series later. But okay, so like I would watch Gravitation because it's one of my favorites. I would watch it like 2 to 3 times a year.
We watched it together one of the times when we were living together.
Yeah.
When we were drunk.
Yeah, and I mean it's just such a good time, but like I haven't probably watched it since then. So,
yeah, like I think that was the last time actually.
I think
that's definitely the last time I
it wasn't
watched
4 years ago because we were living in Gacy 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even 5 years ago. Wait, no, it was
longer.
5. It was 5 years ago.
5 years
Because
ago.
6 years ago was a house.
And and that was in the middle.
Yeah, so
the house in the 411 building.
So it was about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the last time I watched it. So like I kind of forgot everything. So like going back,
I was drunk, so I definitely didn't really take in a lot.
And then rewatching it now, I was also getting a different perspective because like if you watch something so much, then it kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't really pay attention to a lot of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you're like, I already know this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I've seen it a thousand times.
I was watching it and it like, I really enjoy it. Like I'm trying to say the right words, but like it was a lot different than what I remembered.
Same. Because I haven't like really watched it full attention since even before we watched. I think the only time I watched it with my full attention was the first time I watched it, which was when I was still in either middle or high school.
Yeah.
So we were both watching it back and we were like, I remember this differently.
Yeah. So I'm really about names, as everyone knows, but it pretty much starts with this band that's trying to become big and famous.
Their name is Bad Luck.
Yeah, I do remember that. I got that.
I'm gonna look up the main character's name because I don't even remember it right now.
It makes me feel a little bit better.
I don't remember. I remember the main love interest's name. I don't remember his name.
So it's pretty much the synopsis is this band is trying to make it big, and they are actually underneath a big label company that like actually has some really big singers. So you see,
that's why we don't remember his name. It's a longin. His name is Shuichi. Shuichi. So Shuichi is the lead singer of Bad Luck.
Yeah, and
he's our protagonist.
He's kind of really fucking annoying.
His voice actor is not great either, but none of them are, to be honest. He's weird.
Yeah, he's funny and he's cute.
He's easy to me.
But he's fucking annoying.
He's easy to me.
It's like you like him, but he's annoying. Like you know he's annoying, but you still like him.
I kind of feel, but like all the characters in the anime, at least, I was just like, you all seem really fucking weird. I don't know what's going on through any of your brains right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that kind of made them more normal because they're all just crazy.
They were all very bizarre.
Yeah, and
they were bizarre.
But it was quite interesting because like seeing each character's relationship, and they keep introducing like other bands and.
Okay, and then can we also talk about like. This was obviously low budget at the time because they couldn't even afford to animate the whole thing. They just filmed.
I was getting there.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, no. I was really
do you want to wait for it or do you want me to go ahead?
No, I was about to go into that.
Okay, so I'm sorry I interjected, but this threw me off so much through the first episode. I don't think they did it at all in the second episode, but in the first episode, this was so jarring and distracting.
Because it was funny. Like I found humor out of it.
I thought it was annoying. It kept dragging me out of the anime world, which I like to be in the anime world. It was obviously very low budget. They couldn't afford it was less lazy than This Boy Caught a Merman. But it was obviously kind of low budget, like This Boy is a Merman, because they couldn't afford to animate the whole thing. So
and also I don't feel like they could draw that well.
And but no one could draw that well back then. It was art is on style, like I said, with Tokyo Mew Mew.
But what I'm trying to say is, I feel like they were trying to do the best that they could do at that time. Is what I'm saying. Like
that's why I was saying it wasn't as bad as This Boy Caught a Merman, but they were obviously having similar budget struggles as This Boy Caught a Merman.
But I like how they showed the panels and stuff was like in. More like other animes, it would kind of show it like moving.
Like, in This Boy Caught a Merman, they wouldn't even move. It was just
and also
this picture.
And also, I noticed in Gravitation, some backgrounds they just kept the same background.
Yeah.
For like them talking for like well, not humans, but you like hear them talking, but then it would show like a park, and it would just stay there for like I want to say.
Yeah, it would just show you stills of a background.
With
no characters. on the screen.
Yeah, like stills in the background. Yeah.
But that wasn't what bugged me.
Yeah.
What bugged me, and what I thought was jarring and kind of took me out of it, was that they couldn't afford to animate the scene. And for like the whole intro, they show live action people.
Yeah, well.
Running around, but like it's got this weird like paint strokes over it to like distort it to where you can't really make out any faces or any features, but it's obvious that was live action film.
Yeah, and then also to introduce the main character, whatever.
And that's how they fucking introduced him.
It really had him, and his hair wasn't even dyed the same color.
No, like that
It
was
was
obviously
black.
like some random like
It was
Asian actor
it
who
was
had black or brown hair.
And then he was like running kind of like he would run, and then it hopped.
It was the
into
live action
animation.
person running, and then like you see one frame of this real person's like blurred out foot stopping, and then the very next frame is now he's drawn and he has pink hair.
Yeah, like, I think it would have been better if they had him have pink hair in real life.
Throw a wig on him.
Yeah, like throw a wig on him, dye his hair, something. But
because we couldn't even see because they did distort it, but like we can still see the colors.
Yeah, like that's what threw me off. I was
they
like,
weren't even in the same outfit. Like
yeah, like they should have like made it more similar. I think.
Yeah.
Then it would have been more like.
At the very least, put him in the same color shirt and jeans, and at least throw a cheap ass fucking $20 wig on him.
I would have appreciated that a lot more.
Yeah, because we could still see, even though they distorted the live action footage, you could still see that you were very much like, what is this?
Yeah, and it showed him being late, and it showed him running to it.
Yeah, and like
action, and then he was there, but he was wearing something completely different, and his hair was different. So I was like, what?
And that's supposed to be the same person.
Yeah, but it obviously like was because they showed him like jump. Yeah. But it was just.
But
like,
it definitely wasn't the same person at all.
Yeah, they didn't tie it together.
And then there was an episode later, which I don't understand at all why they did this.
I feel like they're just trying to do something different.
They were the anime characters were like standing and talking, like these three characters. And like they were tiny. The characters were tiny. They decided to show this huge billboard for whatever it was. It was something totally irrelevant and important, but they decided to make it take up the entire screen.
So do you feel like maybe like when they were making the anime, that company in Japan like paid them to advertise?
Maybe.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe.
Like I think that was it. Like they were trying to put in
because it was definitely weird because the characters were teeny tiny and this billboard's just taking up the entire screen.
But they were still talking like normal.
But they were still talking like normal and you couldn't see them. You just saw this huge billboard that was also like an actual live action person that had been distorted in the exact same way. And you're just like, why is this taking up 3/4 of the screen right now?
It was interesting. It was different.
Jarring for me, and I didn't like it, but thankfully there was none of that in the second episode.
And so like to kind of move forward with like
the first episode and your synopsis. I'm sorry, I interjected as always.
No, you're fine. Like that was what I was going to talk about.
Okay.
Too. So I mean you can hop in at any time. So pretty much the main guy with the pink hair had to like write his songs for the band.
Yeah. Because they're gonna do a show soon, so they need a song to perform.
Like they need like their debut song.
Yeah, because they're like a new upcoming band. This is gonna be their big break. They're gonna do an intro for this already relatively popular band.
Yeah,
and they're gonna be the opening act.
They're assholes too. They're
all assholes in the big band.
Yeah, the big band.
The big band they're opening for, they're assholes. Of course.
But they're all under the same like music company.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna get strikes for this music.
Can they hear it?
Yes.
I'll be right back.
But anyways, so he's trying to write a song for their band, and it's a 2-person band. And this other guy in the band, and him, one plays their like guitar, and then the main guy with pink hair that I said sings. Look at that Sky's cat. Do you want to be on screen?
Bad.
It's not like he's getting shit on his leg because fucking missing toes or something.
sorry, I'm gonna stop talking because I don't want to interrupt them because they're having a serious conversation right now. It's really awkward right now. But look at the cat.
Well, because they can hear it on the stream and it can get my little copyright strike. It's copyrighted. Or
Oh, good.
I'm trying to close the door more.
That's not gonna work. Just gotta lean back.
It's fine.
Oh, look at you cuddling with little Rorschach. Isn't he a sweet boy?
Yes.
He's such a sweet boy.
I'm waiting for you to come back. Shit just got awkward.
Oh, Rorschach, I was coming right back. He's so silly like that. He's like, Mama's leaving. I must go to her.
Her eyes the same way.
So where were you?
That was just really awkward.
Sorry. You thought it was awkward for you. Oh boy, do I have to tell you what was awkward just then for me. So where? And yeah, we are live. We'll get better at some point, guys. I promise.
I have no faith in it.
Well, if you don't, who will? We're wearing anime. Well, I'm wearing an anime shirt. I'm wearing my Hero Academia / Sanrio shirt, where it's got Deku with the Sanrio dog, and then All Might with Hello Kitty, and it's really cute.
And I'm wearing a Keep It Real unicorn shirt, which is not really appropriate right now.
Of course,
we are
we.
keeping it real.
Well, yeah, because it's got the rainbow, and that's.
And I also got this when I went up and saw Jane Graves. So.
Yeah, and also we're color coordinating because we're both in the pastel blue.
Because I love pastel.
He loves the pastels.
But what's weird is like I love pastel, but I also love like earth tones. So it's weird. It's like
I like bold colors, but this shirt's just so goddamn cute. You
Yeah,
could argue.
so back to Gravitation.
Yeah. So where were you?
I was saying where he was trying to come up with like a debut
A debut song.
A debut song.
A debutante song.
And yeah. So
Okay. Yeah.
and so he's trying different things.
Yeah,
and
their manager's getting mad because they're like in a park instead of like being at a studio.
And they
writing
only have
songs.
like I think it's like a week left to like before they perform, and his man.
They're nearing the deadline and the song's
And
not even finished,
I
much
love
less
the
has it
manager.
been rehearsed. Yeah, the
manager
managers
is
seem to
hilarious.
always be. Yeah, just like in Love Stage where Ray was the manager and
Yeah.
he was fucking hilarious.
So, for an example of the manager, the manager's always like super dramatic. So there's a part where they
oh my
they
god, yeah.
weren't like rehearsing or something went wrong, whatever.
Yeah.
And the manager literally is like, I'm gonna take my life. And so they're at first like trying to kind of like hold him back from jumping out the window.
He's like, I guess I'll just kill myself. Goodbye, cruel life. I won't miss you. And
Yeah.
he goes to throw himself out of the nearest window. And like Shuichi is trying to hold him back from
But
jumping
they're
out the
having
window.
conversation.
But he's having a casual conversation with his
So
bandmate
they get distracted.
as well. And he just lets go. And turns out they were on the first floor. So it didn't matter.
Yeah, but it was hilarious because you didn't know that. So
we did not know they
but-
were on the first floor.
but what's funny is that even though that he fell out the window, they were still having the conversation.
Yeah.
So they're just
He's just like, yeah, he was just like, oh yeah, is that fucking happening? Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like I'm hanging on to this guy right now, but yeah, let's talk. Like, how's your day going?
yeah, and then he falls out and they're not even alarmed. And then you see that he's just like
Yeah,
on
he
the
just lets
ground.
go, and he's like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, so anyway, so then he's trying to write his song. So he's getting inspiration. But I mean, honestly, I don't feel like he's trying that hard.
Well, obviously he wasn't because they were at the park, and even when he showed up at the park, he immediately fell asleep.
Like, I feel like he's also super nervous.
Probably. I don't know. He doesn't really give me the like nervous vibe.
Well, the reason why I say that is because like when I'm super like stressed and nervous, even if I don't act like it, like I put things off. I feel like
I
he's
wanted to wear this, but it's just so finicky. I may just take
Take it off. I feel like he's putting it off, like writing the song because
Well, obviously,
he's scared. and
definitely
nervous.
putting it off.
Yeah, I feel
I'm
like
just
he's
not
scared.
convinced for what reason.
Yeah, I just feel like he's like kind of scared, and nervous, and so anyways, so like he's walking through the park with his lyrics.
Yeah, so he's written like half of the song at this point. I don't think he didn't finish it. It wasn't finished.
Yeah, I think it's like the most shoujo scene like ever. So like
it was pretty dramatic.
The wind blows and his notes for the song just go flying
Woo,
away.
there goes his piece of paper he wrote all his lyrics on in
like,
the wind.
In slow motion, she's like, oh,
chasing
no.
after them.
Chasing after
sparkles
no.
of the night
And
following
then
behind.
Here comes this mysterious
handsome
blonde
stranger.
asshole.
He was a total ass.
Yeah, he pretty much read the lyrics and said, "You suck at life.
This is garbage. You don't have any talent."
Yeah, so we don't really know who he is, but they are watching.
So reminiscent of Love Stage.
So his whole entire the bad luck.
Yeah, he kind of like tries to crush his dreams right there.
Yeah, so
when their fucking debut show is coming up.
Yeah, so how they find out who that guy was, they find out that he's a writer because
he was on TV.
And the bad luck is all sitting around watching TV, and they see.
Yeah, the manager was trying to pull something up on the TV of their meeting room, and he got two remotes mixed up, and he kept flipping through all these random channels, and then that was also where we learned that his bandmate's been gay.
Yeah, because he pronounces his love for.
He was like, "I was always in love with you, Shuichi, but you were never into it. But clearly, you're into somebody."
Guy, yeah.
Even though that guy was a total asshole, and he's obviously just mad at this guy because he just read his lyrics and just called him shit. And he's like, "You're a total stranger. That was rude."
Yeah. So.
Which I found very bizarre. I didn't remember it like that at all.
I remember it playing better.
People just as soon as that interaction happened where he read the lyrics and he said, "This is trash, you have no talent for it," Shuichi obviously got mad. But as soon as he starts telling people about that interaction, they're like, "Oh, you like him, don't you?" It's like, no, he doesn't like him. That guy was an asshole to him. He's mad at him. But everyone's like, "Oh no, you're totally in love."
So he finds him though.
Yeah, so they realize that he's this famous author, and that's why he critiqued his love lyrics so hard, because that author is a famous author for romance novels, so he should know how to write love stuff, even though songs and novels are entirely different formats, but whatever.
But he's kind of like a know-it-all.
He is a pompous prick.
Yeah. So... Anyway, so he goes to his house to kind of prove him wrong.
Yeah, he goes to his house being like, "Listen, you just fucking accused me of being shitty when you're a novelist and I'm a songwriter. You should at least do me the courtesy of listening to the song first before you shit on it just because you read the lyrics when it wasn't even all the way done." So he says, I'm pretty sure he's like, "I'm not going to do that shit." Or something like that, where he's like, "No, I'm not going to your fucking show." And then something weird happens from there, if I remember correctly. Wasn't that where they just randomly did the thing in the elevator?
So now, first, the mysterious lady.
Mysterious.
So they
were having that argument outside of the author's apartment because Shuichi somehow tracked down his apartment, I guess through Google, and went to his apartment to be like, "Hey, stop being an asshole, come listen to my music." And this woman busts out and she's like, "Well, who's this kid?" And that's when the author, whose name is Yuki, just randomly starts getting really lovey-dovey with Shuichi, wraps his arm around him and starts nuzzling his neck, and he's like, "Oh, this is my new lover." And Shuichi's like, what are you doing? There's another open bottle of wine. You didn't even finish your other wine. There's an open bottle of wine.
Keep going. I like to torture myself.
Shuichi's like, what's happening right now? Much like I am right now. What are you even doing, boo? And that's what I thought. I think that's when I laughed the hardest out of our watch session tonight, because he's like, nuzzle and nuzzle, play along or I'll fucking kill you. That's what Yuki said to Shuichi. He was like, nuzzle, nuzzle, play along or you'll fucking die. And I was like, what? What? Right? Like, oh, how charming. They're so clearly falling for each other right now. But yeah, so Yuki's just kind of like, yeah. And then like the lady leaves off in like some irritated storm. And then Shuichi's like, hey, you're a fucking asshole. Like, fucking listen to my music. What the fuck was that shit?
And then he chases him into the elevator.
Yeah, and then I think Shuichi was on his, well, no. Yeah. Shuichi chases him into an elevator. And he was like, oh, you're like totally in love with me, aren't you? Well, fucking forget it, because I'm not into men.
And then kisses her.
And then he immediately kisses her in the elevator
like,
afterwards.
You said you weren't into men.
Yeah, we're like,
makes no sense at all.
You've been an asshole to him this entire time. Then you tell him you must be in love with me. Well, too bad I'm not into men. And then you kiss him.
Made no sense at all. No, it was a little bit comical.
It was comical, but it didn't make any goddamn sense. Yeah. Because that's kind of like the basis for the entire rest of the show.
Yeah. So anyway, so let's skip to the debut.
Wasn't that in episode 2? So are we in episode 2 now?
Yes.
Yeah, so getting to episode 2, Shuichi finished his song. And they're gonna do their live band performance for this fucking band full of assholes that keeps being like,
we don't remember the name, but they're irrelevant.
Yeah,
we don't like them.
They're irrelevant. Like, I'm honestly certain we'll never see them again.
Hopefully not.
I'm pretty sure we won't. They seem so minor. But we could be wrong. You'll know next week.
That we should know this. We don't.
I only watched it a long time ago. I'm not even sure if I finished it. Then I watched it from the beginning again with you, I think, like the first 2 episodes. So I have an excuse. I don't know about you. There you go. He's Dory. Skipping to episode 2, like some more shenanigans ensue. And so they're gonna do their live performance. And Shuichi's been talking a lot about like his like band idol that was like this super rock star who isn't performing anymore, I guess. I guess he's retired. He kind of like disappeared when AWOL. And they're going to do their live band performance. And like, you remember he made the offer to Yuki to come see a show, but Yuki was like, why would I go see any trash like that? So he was like, you know what? Fine. Don't fucking come. I don't want to see your fucking face in my show. You're an asshole. And then he kissed him. Whatever that means. And so Shuichi isn't expecting him to show up. But turns out he does. So Shuichi is like, he freezes like a fucking deer in the headlights when he realizes that he fucking did come. Oh, but before we talk about this, Boo, should we talk about the exchange where he made the deal with his sister and how that went? Because that was also kind of a bonding moment they had. But that happened before what we're about to talk about. Okay. Okay. All right. God. Should we rewind?
It's fine. Oh my God, it's good.
And we're going to talk about it anyway.
Yeah, so a really funny point.
We might as well talk about it in order.
Is that when they were practicing before the debut, they were practicing. And
that band showed up to talk shit about them, to be like, hey, you can't practice on our stage, even though you were scheduled to practice on the stage.
And then randomly you just hear this big, like, crashing noise, like a car coming into the building.
A car literally crashes onto the stage of the show, through the wall.
And literally everyone's like, oh, there's a car there. But, like, they were not alarmed at all.
No one does anything about it. They're just kind of like, huh? We definitely won't have to pay for this or anything.
It was bizarre.
It was weird.
And comes out the same lady that
was outside of Yuki's apartment being like, who's this boy?
turns out that it's
his sister. And she has an offer for Shuichi. She wants to recruit Shuichi to manipulate Yuki into we only got very vague hints. It really didn't seem to be that important of a thing. But
even though we rewinded it to see what they said, see if we missed something, but we didn't.
We didn't. Yeah, like she was just like, I want to make you an offer. I want you to influence Yuki, and we're like, influence him to do what? We must have missed it. Rewind, and she literally just says, I want you to influence him.
And we're like, what?
Influence him to what?
More detail, please. But anyway,
later we get hints that it's like something to do with bonding with his family? Question mark.
I think to come home, to move him back home.
Okay.
I think that's it. But you also forgot that the sister's married to the main guy of the company, the music company. The
sister is the wife of the manager Shuichi is working for at the record label.
Yes.
How convenient.
Like not just the manager, but like the head guy over all
the CEO.
Yeah, the CEO.
That's her husband.
Yeah.
So, how coincidental.
Yeah. So anyway.
How have these two never met before? Like what?
So, do you want to go to the debut? Do you want to keep talking?
Well, I do want to, because they had a little bonding moment after that exchange. Shuichi and the anime was very misleading about this. The anime made it look like Shuichi accepted the offer at first because Shuichi just randomly shows up at Yuki's apartment again, talking to him about like, why don't you go see your family? And Yuki's like, how much is my fucking sister paying you? Get the fuck out. I still hate you. I still think you're a brat. He's still being an asshole. Maybe that was when they kissed in the elevator. I think it was actually after that where they kissed in the elevator.
I mean, does it matter?
They kissed in the elevator. I'm pretty sure it was after that now that I think about it.
This is why your notes are so long.
This is why my notes are so long, because you can see I get scrambled if they're not detailed. But that's also why I didn't take notes, because then we go on for 3 hours for like one fucking chapter.
So, say hi to Justin.
Oh, hi, Justin. Are you watching?
I believe he is.
Okay. Hello. Thank you for joining us. We're talking about gravitation.
Well, Justin, we're going to give you a shout out later when you get out of the bathroom.
Okay, there you go. Well, yeah. So, yeah, to our, well,
What?
nothing. Absolutely nothing.
You mean like nothing, like zero?
Yes, like zero, nothing. So those of you on YouTube, sorry. I thought someone was in the chat and they're not here yet. Sorry. So Shuichi goes to Yuki's house to tell him, like, hey, maybe you should spend more time with your family. Yuki,
even though he didn't take the offer.
He didn't take the offer.
He agreed.
The anime misleads us into thinking he accepted the offer, but turns out he declined the offer, even though the manager was like, if you do this for my wife, I'll hook you up. It made us think that he accepted the offer, but he didn't. Yeah. So he literally just went to Yuki's house.
Because he cared about it.
To see Yuki, even though he's been nothing but an asshole. I don't get it, but whatever.
It's like self-sabotage? Self-sabotage, I think.
Because that's a good start to a romance. So Yuki goes to his house to be like, hey, I heard you weren't spending a lot of time with the fam. Maybe you should do that. And he's like, fuck you. I'm not going to fucking do that. And I told you, stop coming over here because I'm not into men. And then he kisses him in the elevator because we're sending clear signals here. So now that's what I wanted to talk about. I felt like we shouldn't leave that out. Now we can skip to their debut performance where they're opening for the band. Shuichi didn't think Yuki was going to come, but turns out Yuki did come. He's in the very, very fucking back, right by the exit door, probably ready to leave. And Yuki has Shuichi like so shocked that he actually came because, like I said, he's been nothing but an asshole. Their interactions have been nothing but unpleasant, and then like Yuki randomly kissed Shuichi in the elevator, and then Shuichi like randomly kissed Yuki, being like, "Why'd you kiss me that one time?" And he didn't answer him, by the way. He totally deflected.
Annoying.
Very annoying because I'm still confused. But Yuki came to Shuichi's show, and Shuichi froze like a deer in the headlights. And that's when we learned this like random character we've been seeing who has a hat on is like that past famous musician that Shuichi really looks up to.
Yeah.
And he walks up onto stage singing without a mic, but it echoes throughout the entire building.
For some reason.
Over the entire crowd booing Shuichi on stage right now. It somehow overpowers that, and he sings one of his popular songs. And then he's like, "Hey, sorry guys, my buddy was just a little nervous. It's his total first performance, but he's ready to sing," even though they've never met. He goes, "He's ready to sing now, though, right?" And he's like,
"Yeah." So they just thought, just go for it.
And then Shuichi starts singing, which another problem I had was whenever Shuichi initially froze, the guitarist, his gay friend, was the one who was like, he was about to play the guitar.
Okay.
They're all gay. But his guitarist,
I asked him, I'm sorry.
His bestie, his guitarist, was about to start playing, but he stopped because he saw Shuichi wasn't singing. But what I'm confused about was that the song never starts with vocals. The song starts with instrumentals. I was like, you can't be waiting on the singer. You start. If Shuichi didn't start, it's because you didn't start.
It would still look a lot better even if he didn't sing, if there was still music.
Yeah.
There was something. It was silent, so it's like,
but he just sees Shuichi isn't doing anything, and he just doesn't play.
Yeah, but he's not like, I just don't understand why he just doesn't play. Like, he could just play, and
like he was supposed to start playing. The song that plays afterwards has an instrumental introduction. He was supposed to play, but he doesn't even try to play. He just sees Shuichi isn't doing anything right now, which he wasn't supposed to be doing anything yet, and he just doesn't start playing. Like, I could understand if he started playing, he played the intro, and then Shuichi didn't start singing, then maybe he'd be a little confused. But instead, he didn't even start playing.
I never picked up on that back then. I didn't pick up that until now. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't even start playing. He just looked at Shuichi and saw he wasn't doing anything, and he just didn't even start playing, which I was like, you're making this worse. Like, maybe if he had started playing, that might have helped Shuichi snap out of it. Like, you know? Like, had he started playing the song, Shuichi might have been like, oh, yeah, that's right. Like, we're doing this. Right, got it. But he didn't even try. He just saw Shuichi was looking at something and didn't even bother to start playing. He was just like, immediately, he was like, I haven't played a single chord yet, but Shuichi, what are you doing?
Yeah, so he goes up on stage and he kind of like nudges him after he sings.
Yeah, so the famous singer like comes on a stage after singing his song and he goes, my friend was a little nervous before, but he's totally ready, right? And he's like, yeah.
And then magically. Oh
my God! So Shuichi starts singing his song, and magically, even though these two have never met before, this previous famous singer somehow knows the lyrics that Shuichi himself just wrote yesterday.
It pissed her off so bad. It was funny, like how mad she was getting. I was like,
it just made no sense. It was wholesome and all.
Yeah.
But they didn't even bother to try and explain it.
Their voices were really good together.
No, like, it was a good song, don't get me wrong, but I was just like, how does he know the lyrics?
It was all Japanese, but I thought the voices blended really well together.
No, they did blend really well together. I wasn't saying their voices didn't blend well together.
No, I'm just adding that.
I was just saying that I was like, these two have literally never met. he's already done this guy a favor by singing one of the songs
And-
he wrote to
like,
bring the show back.
And I would be
And
confused if someone was like, "Hurry up on stage." Like,
Yeah, he's in it, and like for
That would
half
throw
the
me off.
show, that singer was also just kind of standing on stage, not doing anything, until he decided he was going to sing with Shuichi to the song that Shuichi wrote that he had never heard before, but he somehow magically knew all the lyrics to, very conveniently.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird, but you know, we can just chalk that up to
I liked it.
it's an anime and we just wanted a wholesome moment.
It was good.
I just thought it was a bit
the reason why he froze was because
Yuki was in the crowd watching,
yes.
even though he thought Yuki wouldn't come. Yuki came for at least part of the show. I think Yuki left halfway through the show because he's still an asshole.
Typical.
And then
They did a great job. No, so it kind of sucks because the main guy, after all that,
Shuichi.
I'm not Shuichi, the main big boss guy.
Oh. Yeah, the producer whose wife was
Yeah.
Yuki's sister.
Pretty much said that he doesn't.
He wasn't
feels like
impressed
he made
with
a
their band.
mistake with bad luck.
Yeah, like Shuichi's band. Like he feels like, Mom, they actually weren't that phenomenal.
Yeah.
The famous singer though was like, I'd love to sing with them again.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'll magically learn the lyrics again.
She was just bashing that part. Like it was so funny. I was like, Sky, you need to calm down.
It was wholesome and all, but I was like, man,
Like
this makes no sense. And don't get me wrong, like I'm all for that. At some points, like that's all Gurren Lagann is total bullshit. But like Gurren Lagann sets you up to be total bullshit. This I felt like they established rules. Like this is the real world with real people in the real industry. But no, I will magically know the
And
lyrics for plot.
Let's just say
convenience.
that like all their costumes are like so crazy.
Yeah, he fucking walked out for the fucking show, and you were like, "What is he wearing?"
It was like this, like it was like kind of like a rain suit, but like a really skimpy.
He was
rain
wearing a puffy, short, open front, like rain jacket. Like
Yeah.
it had puffy sleeves,
It
but
might
it
be a rain
stopped
jacket, but it was
halfway. Like it stopped
Yeah,
around his
and then
ribs,
little
and
booty
it was
shorts.
open. And then he had like a
Mhm.
crop top
and then
underneath,
booty shorts.
and then booty shorts.
But like I think it was yellow booty shorts.
I don't know.
I think it matched the rain jacket.
Yeah.
It was weird.
So it was, because he was wearing pretty normal clothes before that, but then you were just like, what is that? Like you were like,
What are you wearing?
what
Where did that come from?
else?
Where did you get it? And you should bring it.
Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Like we have no fucking clue.
Bizarre.
A lot of things were bizarre. We found.
So
We still love it. Don't
Yeah.
get us wrong. We're not hating. At
yeah,
all
we're not
because
hating at all.
we both love it. Like it's both. It holds a
Yeah.
special place in both of our
So
hearts.
what we're gonna do for the next week is we're gonna finish it in a week. So
Yeah,
I think
but
can-
we haven't finished the episode though, because remember at the end of the episode,
we finished 2.
no, because remember at the end of episode 2, Shuichi goes back to Yuki's house.
Oh, and they do it.
They imply they do it.
They do it. But I really wish that it was more of like a yaoi because
Yeah, he was like, this is such a tease.
I was like, just show me the sex.
All we really see is Shuichi goes back to Yuki's apartment, which I guess that's just a normal thing now. I guess Yuki's just okay with letting him in, even though he's nothing but a dick to him. He's like, I hate this kid, but I'll let him in. And then he kisses him, and then we see them fall onto what I presume is a bed or a sofa. And we get a nice shot of the moon.
Which I was a little bit disappointed.
You were very disappointed. You were like, show me the sex.
It was definitely enough though when I was 18. I will tell you that.
For sure.
It definitely was enough in my mind. But now that I'm a little bit more like,
Especially after that Yaoi haul where we got all the graphic information.
Yeah.
Even graphic information we didn't want.
we didn't want, but for video's sake, I had to spend $100.
And you had to show me. You were like, oh, look at this. And I was like, Castle Heaven. If you haven't seen his Yaoi haul video, go watch it. You'll know what I'm talking about. Guaranteed. You'll know it when you see it.
You want it, number.
I don't understand how anybody could want that. The cat, I haven't read Castle Heaven, but can I just say, it seems really rapey.
Actually, I'm sure a lot of people liked it because it made 6 volumes in Japan. 6.
It seems really rapey.
So anyways, on that note.
But yeah, like after stuff like that, that was definitely very tame.
Yeah, it was very tame, so it didn't really seem like a yaoi.
Yeah, it seems like more of a shonen ai.
But then it was a shoujo, so it wasn't really shonen. So it was like a shoujo ai.
Shoujo
I
ai.
know that may not be a thing.
That's
but we're
definitely
making
not a thing.
But no, it makes sense though, right? Because it wasn't a shonen. Because shonen is for younger guys.
I think shonen implies that there are men involved. So I think shonen ai is just like a more masculine way to say boy love.
Is it?
I think so.
So yeah.
Because shonen ai. I'm sorry. I literally just remembered after I said it. Shonen ai is a specific category where it's two beautiful, handsome men falling in love. Specifically, handsome men falling in love. I don't know what I guess a BL
I don't feel
is
like
something where
I don't feel like it is necessarily a yaoi.
Not yet, anyway. We're only 2 episodes
Yeah.
in.
and also like I feel like a yaoi was a lot more back in 1999.
Well, because like I also don't know if would you consider Love Stage a yaoi?
Yeah, because
they also don't have sex a lot in that one.
But,
I mean, they have sex, but they don't have sex.
I count that as a yaoi because you actually shows them having sex. In Gravitation, so far,
2 episodes in, they do not show sex.
But I don't remember them showing sex ever. But I could be wrong.
I mean, I don't remember watching the whole thing, so I definitely don't know.
So anyway, so our plan for this week's and next episode, if we make it there alive, after this week, probably not. Even at
I pray to this last.
even at this point, I would feel less.
I pray to Rorschach. I'm not.
But anyways,
I was gonna hold him up like Simba, but he's napping.
Anyways, we are going to watch Yaoi.
We're gonna watch Yaoi Talk.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch our own videos.
No, that's not what I was trying to say. Gravitation. We're gonna watch.
This is why we try not to film this so late. We just kind of get solutions.
Okay. We are going to finish Gravitation. And
I'm sorry. I was just like, we're gonna finish filling your holes. I can't fucking all day. Sorry. Stop.
well, I hope you guys.
Hope you enjoyed. This was one of our shortest episodes yet.
Thank God. I need bed.
This is what happens when we don't have manga to flip through for reference. When we just watch it and we.
I mean, and we also just watched 2 episodes because
Just 2 episodes.
remember, like it was like 3 episodes that did like 3 manga volumes filled a 10 episodes. See what I'm saying?
Not even because like we only got through 2 when we were supposed to do 3, and it still took like 3 hours.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is with the manga we had more content.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, when we don't have manga to flip through to reference what we're saying. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna finish up the whole entire thing. We'll be
Gravitation.
We'll be more prepared.
Yes.
We're not
Hopefully.
going to be as delusional.
Hopefully, less things get in our way.
Hopefully
next week.
Hopefully. What? Huh? What did you say?
Did we ask a girl?
Hey, oh, hey. Anyways.
So yeah, next week we'll hopefully be back on our regular schedule.
What is
time.
regular schedule time?
Around 9 p.m.
Yeah, so we're gonna be finishing that, and then
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, girl, hey.
The week after that, we're going to be doing.
Hope you guys
Hope you
enjoyed our temporary co-star. Dat boy. Oh shit, what up?
Are you wearing pants?
Yeah, he's wearing pants. He doesn't walk around pantsless. He's
Damn it.
literally damn it.
Next time I
Damn
will be.
Hey, I saw you pantless before a couple times that we lived together.
Probably when he crawled into
Yeah.
bed with you.
Yeah, this motherfucker was so drunk one night. He comes in my bedroom and thinks it's his.
And we were living together. He meant to come into our bedroom. He went into.
And I was like, what the fuck?
He just crawled into bed.
And like, well, I didn't think anything of it because I knew he was so drunk, but it was like, I was like, how do you get that drunk?
When? Where?
Where?
It was more comical than
That was
anything.
at the
It
411
was
building.
But I think it happened like right when I moved in. It was like, and I was like, is this gonna happen every night?
Thankfully, it only happened the once. I mean, we have so many stories we could tell. Just
But that is for another time. Anyways, thanks guys for watching.
Is it
I'm
though?
gonna do the cutoff. Like,
Are you gonna do the cutoff?
see you next week.
Bye.